Hi guys, welcome back to GFFA Games and I nearly said Final Liberation there, didn't I? The Old Republic. It has been probably a couple of months since I last sat down and played this. I haven't had a lot of free time for video games anyway, and what I have spent that time doing was finishing Final Liberation because I was getting a little worried we'd get to the latest video and I wouldn't have recorded anything after that. Whereas the Old Republic, I can crank out a few of these videos in a couple of hours playthrough, right? It's not as frustrating. In fact, it's not frustrating at all, the Old Republic, is it? Unlike some other games where you have to replay the same missions over and over because you keep dying or whatever. Um, I have had to refamiliarise myself with what we've got to do. There's a heroic mission here, which I'm going to activate.
Laporam amka, mamni nikag, nagnaya mamni kamgam, mem amak kupkap, kramanik, umnug kiga mayamak. Raga memua inu bunyan, kemapa amkanamia.
Instead of complaining about your commander, you should be trying to find a solution.
Raka kalam kala, ninyak oramag yang megik. Naya nam ramkam, kala amka mani mani, libik bak. Nikag agak kip debab, naya amgam barakeki.
What happened after that?
Mem amak kupkap, kramanik, umnug kiga mayamak. Manuk maraka naja, ki namabam, yak manala.
A Jedi's limits must always be put to the test.
Bomogala apayang. Nilama ini amka amgap. Raka kalam kala. Ninyak oramagyang megik. Laporam amka. Mamni nikag. Nagnaya mamni kamgam.
Okay, I've got to recover some probe droid intel. Kind of rings a bell. I don't think I've done that before, but we'll find out. Right, let's have a look around. What we got to do then? We need to head down here for from the wreckage, locate Agent Jago. So from the wreckage, here we are. The Republic has arrived on Balmorra, determined to end the Empire's occupation once and for all. Commander Maydeen has asked for your help to obtain control of Balmorra's satellite defense system from the Empire. SIS agent Jago was sent to recover intel on the satellite system, but he never returned. Take a taxi to the Markaran Plains and search for Agent Jago. Well, we don't need to take a taxi because we can just scoot right over there, right? It's down this way by the looks of it. Watch out for enemies. I'll just run past them. What's the worst they can do? Agent Jago. Oh, there we are.
Mayday! Mayday! Can anyone read me? Comms blocked. That blasted satellite wasn't enough to shoot me down. The Empire's on the ground already. They'll search the ship and find the intel. I'm blasting the intel out with the garbage. That ought to keep the Imperials busy. The intel's away. I'm going down.
Right, so now I've got to extract the intel. Where on earth do we do that? Back this way, apparently. Hop on my speeder. So, what I've been doing in the past couple of months is reading Knights of the Old Republic by John Jackson Miller. I've just finished that today, in fact, including the 5-issue subsequent series War, which wasn't that good, to be honest. Oh, here we are. Okay. But, you know, it wasn't awful. Get the impression the idea was they were going to make, you know, more series that follow KOTOR, but never did for some reason. I'm not quite sure what stopped them. Maybe they're just lack of interest. War wasn't so good. I don't know. But honestly, that initial 50-issue run, I don't think you can beat it, really. Well, you can. Tales of the Jedi was probably my favourite. But, you know, it was a nice, self-contained story. I do think that they got to the conclusion a little too early with the, you know, the Padawan massacre. I think maybe they could have kept that going for a bit longer, left the Harzen reveal and everything, and then till the end, issue 50, and maybe had the Jarael and Roland reveals come a little bit earlier, or even, you know, do it all as a grand finale. I don't know. Might have been a bit too much to do it that way, but...
Commander Maydeen, I've recovered your intel. The agent didn't make it.
Even so, that's the best news I've gotten in a while. There's enough data here to build another satellite system. It's all in Balmora in shorthand. Looks like the system's operated by the Hawkeye techs. The Hawkeyes are the best technicians on Balmora. To control the satellite system, we'll need their help.
Just tell me where to go.
Most of the Hawkeyes are stationed at the satellite control tower, but there's one we might be able to reach. Ian Sarkis. I recognize the name. He's young, but brilliant. Bit of a wisecracker.
A Jedi learns to clear the mind of all distractions.
I'm more worried that he'll distract the Empire. Sarkis works at a well-armed auxiliary satellite station used to spy on the locals. There's an armory on site, and plenty of Imperial troops. He reports to one of the Empire's best, Admiral Rezair. No wonder they've got control.
That sounds like first-hand experience talking.
Fighting the Admiral's like going up against a Durasteel wall. I don't advocate wholesale slaughter, but this whole plan goes belly up if Admiral Rezair finds out. Do what you have to, and get Sarkis back to the shuttle pad. He'll tell us where to go from there.
I'll get there as soon as possible.
I'll be standing by.
Okay. Got some influence with T7, that's nice. I read KOTOR from the omnibus that Marvel released a couple of years ago. I'm not, you know, I don't really like the idea that Marvel are making money off of Dark Horse's stuff, but at the same time, I have to admit, they did a damn good job with that, you know. Anyway, where are we going to go next? We need to head down here, I think. We could... maybe we are best doing this one, since we're in the same area, actually. Yeah, let's do that. They left some nice editorials and things in the back of the omnibus from the original issues and things like that, which I thought was nice. Quality product, and I'd recommend picking it up if it's still available. I'm assuming that it is. Be a lot cheaper than buying the issues individually, I imagine. It does feature some video game characters, Malak and Revan and things, you know, a little bit of background on them, but it is the story, it's a completely separate story, somebody else's story, and they're just sort of existing in the background. And this must be where we're meant to be going, in here, is it? Find Ian Sarkis, okay. turret. That's interesting. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I've not had a great deal of time to play video games lately, which is a little bit annoying.
Ian Sarkis?
Point that thing someplace else, and I'll answer. Guess you must need me or the satellite system pretty bad.
I need you to get me control of the satellite system.
I'd consider that fair trade for a rescue. The Empire hasn't paid me since they took over. But if Admiral Rizair discovers you attacked this post just to get me out, he'll know the Republic's up to something. We'll have to make a few stops first so I can cover our tracks.
Smart thinking.
I've met Admiral Rizair. I'd like to avoid doing that again. Just get me where I need to go. I'll do the rest.
Okay. Whereabouts is that going to take us then? Oh, still in the same area? Okay. Let's do the furthest one first. What was I saying? Yeah, I've not had a great deal of time lately. I am hoping to get a little bit more time in the coming months, but probably not until March. I am recording this in August, so only a couple of weeks before you'll see it. But yeah, this must be what I'm looking for. Just teleported here.
Watch out. These transmitters used to keep Balmoran predators away. Now they attract them.
Interesting. It's a good subject, teleportation and Star Wars, because of course we've never seen it, and we've got no reason to believe it exists apart from Luke Skywalker mentions it, doesn't he, in A New Hope? Teleport me off this rock. But whether he's referring to a technology that doesn't exist, like it doesn't in our world, but we still talk about it, or he's, you know, that their version of science fiction, or it is something that exists that we've just never seen, I don't know. Well, it's an interesting question, I suppose, in a way. Oh, come on. Yeah, so hopefully by next year I'll be able to make some videos that are a little more involved than just, you know, gameplay videos, which is honestly not what I intended this channel to be when I created it. I wanted to make more engaging kind of documentary style videos, which is what I did at the beginning with my Shadows of the Empire and Lost Media, videos. But yeah, I kind of lost out on having time to do that, and just ended up making gameplay videos, so I had something uploading and the channel didn't die immediately. But you know, I've had a very steady growth in subscribers, not the most not the best, of course, as you can probably tell from looking at the subscriber count on this channel, but never mind, it's not what we're here for, is it? Yeah, but hopefully come I think next March is when I should have a bit more free time. I'll try and get some videos together to release probably monthly or weekly, depending on how fast I can make them. I've got lots and lots of ideas, that's not my problem. It's just time. But you know, I'm enjoying playing this game. I've enjoyed playing Final Liberation, which is it won't have ended by the time you're seeing this video, but it will be ending shortly.
I reprogrammed the droids to fire on Imperials. A little more problematic than a tech gone missing.
Am I supposed to kill these guys? I guess so. Okay, then we need to head down here, I think. Yeah. What reading KOTOR has kind of made me really want to replay the game, you know? So I think that's probably what I'm going to do after I've finished the Jedi Knight storyline on here. That's going to be the next thing I play. And I'll probably just jump straight into KOTOR 2 after that, because I imagine I'll want to. Is it here? Must be up there. Let's take this guy out. Yeah, it's really made me miss. Oh, this must be it. Yeah. You know, classic Star Wars, the stuff that I was into when I was, you know, a young teenager, I guess. Yeah, was that it? Fair enough. Right, so what we've got up here, use the holo terminal. Okay, let's do it. Have I done the wrong thing there? I think I've gone to the wrong place, haven't I? Never mind. As this video goes live, I think the first couple of episodes of Ahsoka will have released. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really planning on watching it. I'm just not interested in the new stuff they're doing. Just doesn't... I don't know. I thought Mandalorian Season 3 was a major letdown after what was, you know, a fantastic first couple of seasons. Very disappointing. Is that enough to get me to completely give up on Disney streaming? No, but Boba Fett was awful. What was the other one? Kenobi, well, unmentionable, unfortunately. Andor I did enjoy, and I will watch season 2 of that, no doubt. Yeah, I'm going to wait on the reviews for Ahsoka. And when I say reviews, I mean what my acquaintances say about it. You know, if they say it's worth watching, I might give it a go. But, you know, I'm not going to be waiting for my lunch times from work and quickly going to watch the latest episode. Just not going to do it.
I'm starting to get worried. There's a lot of Imperial movement going on up there.
There were difficulties, but the Force was with us.
I'm alive, so I won't complain that you didn't mention my help. Ian Sarkis, Hawkeye Tech.
That's our man. Can you get us control of Balmora's satellite system?
Not exactly, but I can shut it down, that's for sure.
That's a dangerous task for a tech.
Hacking past a Hawkeye defense? I deserve a medal. I can get you one unauthorized command. Then the system will lock up, and it'll take the Hawkeyes weeks to detangle it.
That'll have to be enough. How do we make this happen?
The hack needs to be planted in the satellite control tower's main computers, right where Admiral Rizair and his men are stationed.
Does the Admiral have any other defenses?
Just his track record. Even in defeat, he always manages to strike the last blow.
Once the fight's over, just insert this disk into the main control console. It'll upload the hack. I need to get to a computer. Thanks again for the rescue.
Taking down Admiral Rizair and his men is a tall order. Are you sure you're up to it?
The Admiral will surrender the satellite system, or fall defending it.
Knowing the Admiral, surrender isn't an option. Sarkis and I will wait for your signal. We'll be ready.
Okay. Right, let's have a look. Where are we and what we got to do? Let's have a look at our map. Got to take the speeder, satellite control center, early warning, distant early warning, sorry. Where does that want to take us? There was also another mission down there at the lower Makaran outpost, wasn't there, that we didn't pick up at the time. Is the speeder up here? I think it is.
Reminder, mechanized travel is for official business only.
Oh, it wants us to take us down there anyway. Let's do that then.
Safe out there.
I love the Skyhopper. I think that's a fantastic design. I'm talking in general, you know, like the tri-wing kind of idea. I used to really love the T-16 toy that they released in the late 90s, early 2000s, I'm not sure. Probably the late 90s because I played with it, I'm pretty sure, and I'd have been a little bit old in the early 2000s. But you never know when it comes to toys, do you? I think you play with them longer than you realise. Let's see what Sergeant Kejik wants.
Bumogala apayang. Nila ini amka amga.
The Empire may be calling the shots at Okara now, but they don't own me. This is a golden opportunity.
Ibegap gamka gakyam. Glak nimo amya galak.
Great. The Empire overruns my workplace and suddenly I'm a traitor. I'm in a perfect position to ruin their operations, but the Republic won't even hear me out.
If you've got a plan to sabotage the Empire, let's hear it.
Gladly. For the past few months, my factory's been putting together a massive shipment of battle droids for the Empire. In the interest of quality assurance, I developed a virus and uploaded it to one of the droids, just to see what would happen. The droid malfunctioned, violently. Now, imagine if we infected the entire shipment of droids with that virus.
The Empire would have a horde of rampaging battle droids to deal with.
An incident like that could shake the Empire's faith in droids altogether. It's just a matter of distributing the virus to all the units. We've been using special relay droids to upload all the necessary programming to the combat models. If we infect the relay droids, they should transmit the virus to the rest. I'd do it myself, but they're guarded by sentry drones. If you can get past those sentries and upload the virus, you'll corrupt thousands of the Empire's droids. Will you do it?
I doubt those sentries can stand up to a lightsaber. I'll upload your virus.
Nulilak apajam kamgam. Amka nemnang. Ampa nemnang memua inok. Nikag agak kip debab. Naya amgam barakeki. Bumogala apayang. Nila ini amka amga.
It's about time someone listened. Thank you.
Perfect. Right. So whereabouts is that going to take us then? Back up here. That's not that bad. Let's go and do that then. We've got that to do, and then the early. I think we'll better do the distant early warning, hadn't we? Maybe we'll do that first, then we can come back this way, do that, and we'll probably have to head back down here anyway, won't we? Yeah, let's go and do that. I know, I'm not very decisive. Oops. But that's just the way it is. So what am I going to read now I've finished KOTOR? That's a fantastic question, thank you for asking. I don't actually know. I've been reading the late... Oh, I'm going the wrong way here, aren't I? The late 80s DC late 80s, early 90s DC Comics, through all of the events, and I'm up to Invasion, but I've got quite a bit to buy before I can read that. So that might be on hold. I'm also kind of reading the Expanded Universe in release order, and I'm up to Droids, Dark Horse's Droids. But I've got issues 1 to 6 of that on order from eBay. I'm waiting for that to arrive. I don't know when it's going to come. Actually, I need to look into that. It's been a long time. So that's probably going to be next, but that's not going to take me long to read. Other than that, I'm actually not quite sure what I'm going to read. I was thinking of reading Legacy, if you've ever... if you've ever read that. What do I do here then? Here we are. I don't want to drop it, mate. I want to use it. Oh, there we go. Oh, do I have to kill it now? Maybe not. I don't know. Am I supposed to be fighting this? I'm not sure what we're doing here, T7. Another one over here. Yeah, buddy. Oh, crap. Yeah, I was thinking of reading Legacy maybe, but again, that's another big commitment. And it'll probably stop me reading anything else for a couple of months as I get through that. So I don't know. There's another one over here, look. Maybe there we go. Maybe I'll read something from DC that's not quite in my wheelhouse yet. I've got the Road to No Man's Land and No Man's Land stuff to read, which might be fun. But I would rather wait until I've got to that point in the comics, to be honest. I don't know. It's a tough one. There we go. Right, mission done. Use the holo terminal. Akara Droid Factory. Early warning. Where's the holo terminal? Is it just back at the base? I'm assuming it is. No, it's down there. What am I doing, honestly? Must be in here, is it? The holo terminal? Hey, don't you go archaeologizing that. You bastard. Never mind. Anyway. I'm guessing we're going in here then. Maybe not. Maybe we are. Yes, we are. It's nice, isn't it? What's that? Republic medical droid?
Ulak apajam kamgam. Amka nemnang. Ampa nemnang memua inok. Yan perlu amka. Kalami nayakira. Nebua ripok. Nanekari maraka amkam. Jakuk libik. Memarak nebab.
Sounds like the right thing to do.
Mka naya nugan. Kinim naya lak mege. Mem amak kupkap. Kramanik. Kiga maya mak. Kam pedem ganam. Bagiyang. Manik hikup bukam.
Tickled pink. That's not quite the phrase I was expecting to hear in a Star Wars story, but never mind. Right, so we're heading down, are we? Oh, you bugger. Yeah, I think, you know, for me to read things, I have to kind of make a plan. And for me, I like to read a comic book a night, you know? Along with my main reading, which is probably, you know, a novel or a book or, you know, some kind of something else. At the moment I'm reading Caesar's Conquest of Gaul, which is interesting. I've got thousands of other things I need to read as well, so I have to kind of make a plan, otherwise I don't get through anything. The Dune books, I've got, bloody hell, too much really to think about. Norse sagas, or lots that I want to read. Okay, we've got to defeat 8 Imperial forces while we're down here. Looks like this is the way to go, doesn't it? Looks like you could fall. Oh no, the lifts, okay. So I'm guessing it's this lift here that we want to take. I'm aware I haven't killed 8 Imperial forces yet, but hopefully there's some more down here. It's only stage 1 of the bonus as well. Come on, T7, get on board. There we go. There we are. I was thinking while I read the expanded universe in release order that maybe I'd play the games at the same time, you know, X-Wing and that lot, but I think I might do that separately because it's a little, again, it's a bit too much of a commitment to sit and do, especially the amount of time you need to put into a game like X-Wing, because it's rather difficult. But I think you're going to enjoy the series that I've got planned anyway, if you're interested in like the history of Star Wars and the development of storylines and things like that. We've got to destroy the war droid shipping containers. Okay, so they're the things we need to infect. You guys okay? Not sure where these shipping containers are, but we'll find out in a minute, I'm sure. these guys out. They're not too tough, are they, these guys? Quite easy, in fact. Haven't seen any shipping containers yet. Who's this guy? The Overseer. Well, I didn't do much overseeing, did we? We just killed everybody. Didn't do a damn thing. I'd be curious what people think of Ahsoka. There's just today, in fact, released a trailer where you've got Hayden Christensen's voice, you know, clearly meant to be a Clone Wars era Anakin, and you know, he sounds like a 40-odd-year-old man. So I don't know. I don't want to be too critical because, you know, this stuff doesn't really affect me. If I don't like it, I just won't watch it. But you know, I've been a fan for most of my life, so it's kind of a big deal when, you know, you start to not enjoy something. And I know the people that I talk to quite a bit are in a similar situation, you know. They have so much of their, not only the money and time and things, but, you know, those as well, but also part of their identity, I suppose, is tied up with this franchise. That it's quite a difficult thing to turn around and say, you know what, actually, I don't really like this stuff anymore. I think a lot of people that have never been a super fan, or whatever you want to call it, really understand that. Which is fair enough. But that's why you kind of get called sad, or, you know, a geek or whatever. Because it really is a huge part of your life. I mean, people compare it to like a divorce and things. I mean, I wouldn't go that far personally, but you know what I mean? It's a big deal. What's this I'm doing? Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not currently a subscriber to Disney Plus. I have thought about this with, again, some of my friends, and I can't imagine ever being in the same position I was 20 years ago with this franchise. I find myself only really enjoying this kind of thing, you know, the stuff that was released before it was sold to Disney. I can't imagine myself outside of maybe Rogue One and Andor and Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 ever really sitting down and watching anything they've produced. I can't really bring myself to watch the sequel trilogy. That was a disappointment. No matter how long I tried to lie to myself that it wasn't, you know. Okay, Yeah, we've got to speak to Natho, but we need to destroy these shipping containers wherever they are. They must be on the next level up, I guess. Unless they're down there. Let's jump down and see. Yeah. I'm curious how other people feel about these things, but to be honest, I think it's just part of getting older as well. I find myself enjoying stuff that I either missed out on as a kid or, you know, really enjoyed as a kid and want to re-explore. So that's what I'm doing. Life's too short to spend doing stuff you don't enjoy. You know, there's no reward in that. Obviously you have to do things like go to work, which you might not necessarily enjoy, but there's a purpose to that. You know, you're earning money so you can afford to do things you do enjoy. It's very rare, I think, to find a job that you enjoy and can, you know, make money doing something you know, you're having a good time doing. I don't know. I really don't know. Kind of just talking out my arse a bit now, but I'm certainly not going to sit and watch something just to be disappointed by it. I don't think these shipping containers are down here. Oh, I say that, and then I find this. 1 of 3. Okay, so we need to look for stuff that looks like that, apparently. Have I run past some of those? Ring a bell. Hey, who's this guy? He must just come out of the shipping container, has he? Get off. I actually went through a similar feeling with Star Wars back. It was around 2008 when The Force Unleashed was released. There was the Brian Wood Star Wars series from Dark Horse, and I was just getting the impression that they were moving away from continuity and just kind of doing their own thing again, you know? Which didn't interest me. The Clone Wars was the biggest factor in my disinterest. I just couldn't get on with that series at all. I have watched it through twice since, and yeah, it's not my cup of tea. You know, I know there's a lot of people that get offended by that because it's George Lucas's vision and all this, but you know, again, if you're not enjoying something, why spend your time and energy on it? And I am speaking as somebody that sat through it twice, despite not enjoying it. Yeah, there are some good episodes. The Ahsoka episodes. I think there's about 3 episodes, is there? Where Ahsoka is framed. I thought they were really good. I enjoyed those episodes. But the rest of it, couldn't really get on with it. Oh. Container's just spawned in there. Let's quickly blow that up. Has this one spawned in over here as well? Not yet. Okay. Better take this guy out. Yeah, I read through the classic Star Wars, the first 20 issues that it was a republication of the Al Williamson newspaper strips, and I will say that they were really phenomenal. You know, really good Star Wars story. A little dated in places, don't get me wrong, But yeah, if you here he is. I would say if you're in any doubt about any classic Star Wars, that's the one to read, because they reformatted it wonderfully into an actual comic book. IDW reprinted them as strips in a collection, 3-volume collection, and you know the flow of trying to read them like that is quite difficult. So I would honestly highly recommend reading the classic collection. I'm not sure if they've been reprinted yet by Marvel. They probably have. In a legend, what are they called? A epic collection, are they? I don't think they're in any of the omnibuses yet, but I'm assuming they will be. I'm really looking forward to the Tales of the Jedi omnibus, actually. Disable the southeast power coupling. Where would that be then? Is it going to be down here? Doesn't look like it, does it? What's near? Oh, hello. Not very often we accident upon one of these, is it? That was fine. That was fine indeed. Right. Where the heck am I? I'm not actually sure where I am. Hello, guys. Once I've read Droids, I've got the classic Star Wars A New Hope adaptation to read. It is just a reprint, I think, of the Marvel comics. There's 2 issues, though, which is interesting. I'm not sure, because obviously the original Marvel series was 6 issues, so I don't see how they've managed to, unless it is a collection of all like 3 issues each. I don't know, or it's edited. Be interesting to see. I need to buy them. I don't own them yet. I'm a little bit worried though with collecting the Dark Horse stuff. It's going to get really expensive eventually, because you know that stuff's gone up in price, hasn't it? I imagine the Heir to the Empire adaptation is going to be pretty expensive, because first appearance of Thrawn, all that nonsense that seems to put prices up with these speculators, key issues and all that rubbish that you see. God, I just want to read them to, well, I want to buy them to read them and enjoy. I love the letters columns and adverts and things from the time. I'm interested in them as a bit of like don't say social history, but Star Wars history, you know? I'm not interested in collecting them as key issues or any of that nonsense. It just annoys me when you see what should be a few quid is suddenly hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Artificially inflated as well. It's not a genuine value. That's why I quite like the you know, omnibuses and stuff that collect it letters columns and things. I'm not sure if any of the Star Wars ones do, which is a little disappointing. I don't know about the original, the early years, whatever it's called, omnibuses. I know they've got some features collected from the issues, interviews with George Lucas and things. I don't know about letters columns. If they had letters columns, I'm assuming they did. But unfortunately, collecting original... Who's that guy? Collecting original issues of the, you know, original Marvel runs a little bit out of my price range. Maybe one day. I get the impression freeing these enslaved researchers is going to be the final stage for these bonuses, you know. Could do with finding these power couplings, where the hell they are. Honestly, I have no idea. There's a lift here. Yeah, let's go up the lift. I think this is going to take us back from where we've just come from, though, but... I'm assuming there's a lift. Yeah, it's coming down. Better not stand underneath it. Although I think it goes through you. Yeah. Right. Hopefully there's a power coupling up here. Hopefully there's 3 of them. Where are we? Okay, we're back here with the lifts, aren't we? Stage 3. Factory meltdown. We need to go down that lift. Okay. This away. Oh. The guys that need taken care of. Yeah, I think other than Legacy and Tales of the Jedi, for me the best Star Wars comic series was Republic, and I do include the early issues set after the Phantom Menace and shortly before the Phantom Menace in that. However, I will say that the Clone Wars era was what really set that apart. That was... And it was also one of the reasons why the Clone Wars series hurt a little bit, you know. I was a huge fan of John Ostrander and Jan DeSama's series there. Quinlan Voss, another character that got done dirty a little bit in the series. Although having said that, I did quite enjoy what was it called? Was it Dark Disciple it was called? the Christie Golden book. I did quite enjoy that. It was a bit of a strange blend of obsession and the final issues of Republic. Yeah, they seem reluctant to kill Quinlan Vos off in canon. Yeah, I think he survived, hasn't he? Order 66 in that, it was referenced in Kenobi. But they'll never... It's not the same character as he was in the expanded universe, so I'm not quite sure what the real goal is there. Same with like Grand Admiral Thrawn, you know, they keep bringing him back, and he's in this, you know, first ever live action appearance in Ahsoka and all this. And I think, well, it's all well and good, but he's not the same character, so what's the point, you know? I know people were saying, oh, they should bring Mara Jade in and things like that, but why? All they're doing is butchering these characters. So why bother doing it? You know, create your own characters, create new characters that people can become just as connected to. This generation of fan can find... I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old man. Right, where the hell are these power couplings? I'm getting a little bit annoyed. I mean, that was something that we'd kind of noticed early on, is when it came to new projects, for the most part I wasn't really enjoying them for what they were. I was enjoying the references to the stuff I did like back in the 90s and 2000s, and yeah, that's not how you should approach something, you know. And they do it all the time now. They just did it recently with the movie The Flash. They've done it in the latest Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, where basically the whole premise, the whole plot is, hey, do you remember this thing that's so much better than what we've created, you know? I just think that's a really lazy way of making a film. Or making anything, you know? And I think that's what they're going to do with this Ahsoka. It's basically, hey, do you remember Grand Admiral Thrawn from back when Star Wars was good? Well, here he is. Please watch our you know, TV program. But no, I'm not falling for it anymore. Although I probably will end up falling for it, won't I? Eventually. Right, I'm assuming that there's a power coupling down here. Is that a power coupling? These have got to be power couplings, right? Is there anything across here? This is the kind of thing you have to walk on, isn't it, to get those damn datacrons, but I can't imagine there's more than one down here. I think I'm just tempting fate by walking on that. These guys really annoy me, knocking me back. This must be it. That's the southeast power coupling. Oops. So presumably, yes. They're marked on the map. Thankfully. Kind of want to push him over, but then bloody force power's not back yet. Maybe we'll push him in. Oh no, T7 killed him. do wonder if they'll do anything with like this era and the characters and stuff, that they still resonate. You know, they still got popularity. Revan's still a very popular character. So will they try to capitalise on that? Possibly. I have to be surprised if they didn't. I'm not saying they should. It'd just be nice to see some... Then again, when I say I want to see something new, I don't really, because, you know, what have they actually invented, Disney, that's resonated with anybody? I suppose the Mandalorian, but he's just Boba Fett, you know. Final stage is going to be rescue the guys, right? Oh no, destroy the power generator. Okay. That's down here. You. That's all I wanted to do. Is push someone off the edge. That was fun. There he is. Dead. So, my theory with The Mandalorian Season 3 and where that went wrong is, I think when they fired Gina Carano, they realised that they couldn't make this Rangers of the New Republic series, right? And I think the idea was Mandalorian Season 3 is basically the Rangers of the New Republic with Din Djarin taking Gina's role in that story. That's my idea with that, and it's been mixed, of course, with some ideas that were going to be in what was actually going to be Season 3, and I think probably a more accurate version of what was going to be a Season 3 episode is found in the, like, whatever episode it was of Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, I think those episodes with Din Djarin are probably more likely what was going to be The Mandalorian Season 3. Basically how Grogu makes his way back to Din. Oh, hostiles approaching. Oh yes. But I might be wrong. I just can't imagine that was the story, you know? And even after all this time, I can't imagine that was how they wanted to just bring Grogu back immediately. It just made no sense. After all that setup. No. Okay. I think that... Oh, that's what we were walking on, wasn't it? So we can go down that way, can we? Interesting. Be very careful. I'm assuming we can go down this way. Oh, come on. Oh. Back to the med center. Well, you know, got us back here. Let's go. So all we've got to do is deliver the OT3 industrial repair droid data core and speak to Natho. So let's have a look at our map. That's where we're going to speak to Natho. And that's where we're going to deliver the data core. So let's do both of those things and then we'll call it a day, eh? Because I've been playing for a while. I've quite enjoyed my little session here though. Hope you have too. It's nice to be back in the game. I am going to pencil in a few more sessions over the next few weeks. Try and get a play session in a week at least, you know. I don't want to fall behind too much. Hopefully I'll have the time.
I just ran a full diagnostic on our droids. Looks like they've all been infected. They won't go ballistic until they've been shipped and deployed. But when they do, watch out, Imperials. This wouldn't have happened without your help. The Republic doesn't realize what you've done for them.
Don't forget your part. You acted in spite of their distrust.
I had to do something. Otherwise, I really would be the Imperial scum they think I am. So long as the Republic thinks I'm a traitor, the Empire will too. Might as well stick around, do some more damage.
What a nice guy. Anyway. Where was the next thing we wanted to do? It's up at the top, wasn't it? Yep, same direction. What happened to that heroic mission we had? Wasn't that round here meant to be? Or have we closed that down? I'm not sure. I'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm sure it was around here. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, it was you, wasn't it, Firo? Where's your mission gone, buddy?
Kanam jiwanemok. Himgam yamanaya angam.
Alright, I understand. Heroic, shifting priorities. Tracked, it is on. I'm sure it was here. Well, now I'm very confused. So you got clearing a path, distant early warning. Oh, it's up there, look. Okay. That must have been the mission we've just done that was showing us being there. I must have just assumed it was the heroic. Anyway, never mind. What we're going to do is call it a day there. Thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next week. And I promise next week I'll be slightly less negative about the current state of Star Wars. I can't really promise that, actually.